Okay, well, welcome. I am so glad that you are able to tune in to our New Year's Fit Club call. The coaches and I just wanted to get together and go over all of the aspects of our virtual challenge group. And with it being the New Year's Fit Club, there's some amazing things that we want to share with you to make sure you get started on the right foot. Number one, I'm Laura Collier, and I'm one of the coaches. I've been coaching for about 2.5 years, and it's brought me so much joy to coach, and I have just loved having this community of people to basically live life with and go through this journey with, because we're all working towards similar goals. And having a challenge group is really the icing on the cake without eating the cake. But it really brings all of the pieces together and really makes a difference in your results. So we're so happy you said yes to us. And we're just thrilled that it's 2018. We can put 2017 behind us, and we can just go for our goals and go for things that we have always wanted to either start or continue or accomplish. So during this call, if you see the chat box, we would love for you to put in the chat box the program that you plan on doing for this Fit Club, whether it's 80-Day Obsession, which is our new one, or if it's a different one. So if you could just kind of introduce yourself, say your name, what program you're doing. You can also add in if you have Shakeology, what flavor you have, just to get to know you and start a conversation with you. That would be awesome. And during the call, if you have any questions, go ahead and put those in the chat box too, and the coaches and I will kind of monitor the chat box and respond to your questions. At the end, if you actually want to unmute yourself and talk and ask questions that way, that's great too. But before we go on, if you're able to unmute your video, we would love to see your face. I know this Zoom call thing might be kind of weird, but even if you're doing dishes and laundry, putting kids to bed,
it's a beach body thing.
We are all busy, and we really appreciate you taking the time out of your night. So we really don't care if you're busy doing things around your house or whatever you're doing. So, but before we start, I just want you to kind of create a vision in your mind. Think about the reason why you said yes to this group. What is your driving force? What is your why? Why are you here? Is it to lose weight? Because if it is, that's awesome. Is it to wake up in the morning and finally have energy? Is it to be present with your family? Is it to feed yourself with some amazing nutrition that you've never had or you haven't had in a long time? Is your why to be there for your kids? Is your why to live a healthy and fulfilling life? So I want you just to really create that vision in your mind, because when it turns April 1st, the first quarter of the year, you're going to look back at that vision you have in your mind right now, and you're going to see those things actually happening. You're going to be waking up and not hitting that snooze button anymore. You're going to be waking up just ready to go and ready to live through the day. No more, waking up, hitting the snooze button. You're just so tired to even get the day started. No more. Because you said yes to this so that you can be that person you've always wanted to be. And I know the new workout called 80-Day Obsession. At first, I wasn't so sure about the name, but then I'm like, yeah, let's be obsessed with living the best life we are meant to live. And that is our true mission in this challenge group, and helping you get to your goals. So I just want you to have that vision in your mind. When you wake up on April 1st, what is the scale going to say? What outfit is in your closet that you've always wanted to wear? How is your mental clarity going to be? What are your moods going to be like? Are you going to be less irritable? that sort of thing. So I want you to even physically write it down or just keep that vision in your mind, because April 1st is going to be that day you wake up and you have accomplished those things by doing the challenge group, following the schedule, and so forth. So I'm going to actually turn it over to Shannon. She is our next coach, and she's going to talk to you about what you can expect in the challenge group. You may have to unmute yourself, Shannon.
I'm glad you said that, because I totally forgot that I'd have to unmute myself. So hey everybody, Shannon Daly here, and I'm so happy to see so many faces, and also some people that aren't faces, but I'm glad you guys are here too. I think it's awesome that we have a good sized group on here. But what I'm going to talk about is what you can expect from the challenge group. So I know some of you've been in the challenge groups before, some of you are engaged in the challenge groups every day, some of you kind of stay behind the scenes, which is okay too, and then some of you are brand new. So just so you know what to expect. So every morning when you wake up, hopefully there will be a post by one of us coaches. If it's not right when you get up, because I know some of you are very early risers, you will see a morning post at some point during your morning. And in this group, I think there's like, 9 of us coaches? Is that how many? So the cool thing about that is that we all bring something different to the table, okay? So all of you are one of our people who you've signed up with us. And so we want to give you the best experience possible. And so it's just so cool. I think it's so cool because I know that, you know, some of them are going to be stronger in other areas than I am. So, for example, some people are really good at motivation. So they might do a morning post that's a motivational post. Some people are amazing at recipes. So they might share a recipe. One of our coaches is even a physical therapist. So, you know, she can give us some of those kind of tips. So we have all different kinds of coaches here, and even you guys. I mean, the more you guys share, the better. So every day you can expect that morning post, and where you can find it, because sometimes I know this part's confusing. When you go to your group, you'll see at the top, it'll say pinned post. And then if you click on that, you'll be able to see that post. And most of the time, there's also going to be a call to action. So there might be a question or something we'll say, you know, share below. Like if it's a Tasty Tuesday, it might be, okay, share one of your favorite recipes that has to do with whatever recipes you're talking about. Or it might say, you know, what is one of your goals you've accomplished in the last week? The more that you can actually stay engaged in that post and in the group, the better. And that's the next thing I want to say is that, you know, when you're logging your workouts and when you're logging your Shakeology, the cool thing about that is we get to know each other more that way. And so that's why a lot of times people like to also, and we like to encourage you to post your pictures with it, because then we can put a name with a face. And it's just really cool. So I want to encourage you, whether or not you have, I want to encourage you to try to check in as often as you can every day. I want that to be a goal for you. If that's something you'd like to do, because what I have found through these challenge groups is the more you can stay engaged in the challenge group and the more that you put yourself out there in the challenge group, the better results you'll probably have, because you're staying accountable to the group. Now, I do know some people are private, and that's totally fine. My husband is a private person. I get it. So if that's you, there is actually a way that you can go on, like when you log your workout, you push that little plus button, and then you can make it to where it's private so that only you can see it and nobody else can see it. I think, is it where the coach can see it too? Okay, so we can see it, but nobody else. Like if you don't want all these other people that you don't know to see it, that's fine. But then it's a way that you can track it. And then I also wanted to say, you can also set your notifications. Like if you're getting dings all day and you're like, I don't want 8,000 dings, you can go to your settings, because I didn't know that the very first time I used the tracker app. And I mean, it's like ding, ding, ding. If you don't want that, just go in, shut it off. You can even set it to where you're only notified by a coach. So you can go and set it however you want. Let's see, what else did I want to say? I think that's about it, but the more you stay engaged in this group, I think the more results you'll see and the more fun you'll have too. So we're just glad you guys are here. So I am going to turn it over to Sember, who I think is going to be talking about meal planning and containers.
Myself. Hi. Yeah. I think I'm unmuted, right? Did it switch over? Because I still see Shannon. Okay. I want to make sure. Hey, guys. All right. Yes. So these little meal containers and Fixate book that if you got the containers, you also got the Fixate book. So I want to make sure y'all can see this. For this first step, when you get your book and your containers, is if you open it up and read it. It's really, really a simple process that I had a lot of fun doing. But you just calculate where you are and where to start to know how to even start with meal planning, how to even start with knowing what these containers are. So you will actually calculate a level that you're in, whether it's A, B, C, D, E, and based on your lifestyle, how much you weigh, your goals, and your workout, whatever workout you're doing. So that's the first thing you guys want to do. That's the first thing I did, even though I was still a little reluctant and hesitant about these things. I did that. Okay, so like now what do I do, right? So you figure out what kind of level you're in, or plan, I should say, what plan you're in. And I actually fall between B and C. And that is basically because when I started this program, I was still nursing. So yeah, I have to give myself extra calories for that. So you figure out where you are. And then the great thing is that it actually will tell you how many vegetables, how many fruits, how many proteins, carbs, all your macronutrients. And that's what these little containers are for. You'll have color-coded, and actually have little labels on here too, for fruits, veggies, carbs, proteins, salad dressing, nuts, nut butters, and then also your healthy fats. And so it tells you exactly how many of those a day to have. But that's not it. That's great, you say, because I was like, okay, that's great. I have to have X amount of proteins, X amount of carbs, yada, yada. When you keep going through the booklet, this is something I just learned too, so I'm excited to share this. I had no idea that, so they have these little guidelines in here about, okay, well, green vegetables, here's a bunch of different vegetables we encourage you to drink. But I just learned that actually Autumn has these in a hierarchy, and that the top vegetables or the top food in these lists are meant to be like kind of everyday foods. And so here's an example of the carbs, saying like, okay, you go to carbs and you have like sweet potatoes is number one. It's full of vitamins, full of good nutrients, and that's kind of how they're organized. And the last thing you have is is the corn tortillas. So it's like, yeah, definitely you can have corn tortillas. Definitely you can have, bagels and whole wheat, bagels and whole wheat English muffins, but try not to have those every day. Just those types of little things I just learned, which I thought was really cool. But then it also, one thing I learned too was my green peas, and she has, that's listed also not under vegetables. So a lot of little things like that, it's listed under my carbs too. And the one thing, I don't know if anybody has this, I have an older version from last year, but there's been updates too. And so some of the updates in there, they're great to find for, we can have them actually, we can probably post them on our challenge thing too, a site for all those updates in case people don't have those. But for example, like they've changed unsweetened almond milk used to be considered a carb. Now it's just considered a teaspoon. So I had a teaspoon here too, but anyway. So that's a great way to understand first where to even go with these containers. What I like to do and what I've learned works best for me is when I make a bunch of food, say I make a bunch of roasted vegetables or steamed vegetables in preparation for the week, or my chicken that I made tonight, I had like 6 chicken things, that I can just keep those all container and then use these as a reference definitely I break these out every once in a while when I forget, but because I'm a very visual learner, these are really, really great to have, and like put all your chicken in here, put a bunch of spinach leaves in here, and then you can also have another one, you put like your red onions or mushrooms or other veggies. And then when you see it, how much is in here, and then put them on a plate, I learn like how much I'm actually supposed to be eating, as opposed to throwing a bunch of food, because what I used to do was, be very, very carb heavy. And I think a lot of our society definitely is very carb heavy. But when I balance my food, I actually find I'm a lot more satisfied and I have a lot more energy. The other thing I wanted to talk about with these containers and meal prepping is recipes, because I'm personally very reluctant to know what in the world to do if I want to make, say, a casserole, or I want to make different big meals that aren't so separate. Like I don't have just my veggies and my meats and my carbs, but how do I make a meal, and what does that mean in terms of a meal plan and making sure I get my balanced nutrition in? Is one, I know that there's amazing websites on Pinterest, on, Googling just fix-it recipes, but also we have, if you guys have Beachbody On Demand, there is an amazing cooking show, Fix-It, that definitely helps that too. Plus there's also some awesome recipes in here. Two more things I want to touch on really quick. I don't know how much longer I've talked, sorry. But another thing I found was if you guys like to actually tally in, there is a way to tally in to know how many proteins, carbs you're getting every day, and that's in here also. As an example of it here, you can write it out. I'm not that type of person that use something like this. I'm the type of person that likes something on my phone. There is an awesome free app. It's actually the 21 Day Fix app that you can choose it on. I don't even know can you see this? It's really bright, but can you guys see it at all? But it gives you a choice for either 21 Day Fix or 21 Day Fix Extreme. And that is basically, are you doing a regular workout program or an extreme workout program? And that'll have like in here all the different kind of levels. So say you're doing an extreme program, you just say I'm doing Fix Extreme, put in your weight and whether you're male or female, and then you can literally just go to, again, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it has it out there. You can literally day by day just track. It tells you need 4 greens, 4 blues, 4 reds, 4 yellows, and you can just click on there to make sure you're being balanced throughout the day and getting all your macronutrients in. So that's a really, really cool app. That's free, and you can customize it also. I said there are 2 things. I don't remember what the last one was. I don't know what it was.
December, I might jump in.
Yeah, no, I just read that. I'm like, yes, go ahead.
If you're doing 80-day obsession, that can be a conversation we can have another day, but you're still using the container system. You're just kind of shifting around when you eat certain containers around your workout. So if you're doing 80-day obsession, it's really important. We actually don't have the nutritional plan yet. It will come on Beachbody On Demand. I would think in a few days. Maybe it's on there. I just haven't checked. But if you're doing 80-day obsession, you will definitely need to go through that. And we'll come up with some sort of tutorial or something to help you guys figure that out, and a meal planning sheet for that. So that's all I wanted to say.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. And the other thing, one of my tricks or tips that I've learned with the meal planning is, first of all, guys, for me, it's such a learning curve, and I know that it's going to be a learning curve, especially if you've never used these before. Like, take your time, test them out, take this week and maybe, take the next week or 2 and give yourself lots of grace to figure out what works for you, how to meal plan. I find it best to cook 3 days ahead of time, maybe tops, because that's what works for me in my schedule. I don't cook 5 days at the beginning of the week, like some people love to do. Also, I know that I need to plan snacks because that's my downfall. And I need to prep them ahead of time. So again, learning these things about yourself and learning what snacks you need to incorporate based on how you like to eat too. So yeah, I think that's all I have.
Yeah, that's great. Sorry, my Google Doc went away to see who's next. I think it's Erin. Yes, we're going to learn about Shakeology.
Hi guys! I am so excited everybody's here, and I'm so excited to get this group really started. So yeah, I'm here to talk to you about Shakeology. And I'm just going to start out saying that I was not a Shakeology person to start off with. I thought it was just another protein shake, another weight loss shake. I was not a shake person, let's put it that way. I ended up getting one of the challenge packs that had the 30-day supply of Shakeology, and within 2 days I was hooked. And then I eventually went to see the creator of Shakeology, Darin Olien, talk, and just was completely inspired by what he does and learned a lot more about Shakeology. And I'm here to share a little bit of that information with you guys tonight. So what is Shakeology? No, it's not another just protein shake. No, it's not another weight loss shake. No, it doesn't taste gritty and gross. Like, it actually tastes really good. It's a dense nutrient shake, a drink that's full of nutrients, vitamins, proteins, minerals. It helps you lose weight. It helps you reduce your junk food cravings. It helps keep you full. It gives you the healthy energy. So it's not like the super, like, I don't know, sugar high energy where you're going to crash. Like, it's good, healthy energy. It supports your digestion and your regularity. It maintains your cholesterol and your blood sugar levels and so many different things. So how it kind of is created, Darin goes out and gets these quality ingredients from local farmers in different countries. He finds these ingredients that we've never even heard of before. He brings them, he tests them, and he puts them into Shakeology. They go through several different quality tests and everything, and he brings it to us. I mean, it's all in this one packet, this crazy packet that has so many things. It has let's see, I have it all written down: prebiotics, probiotics, help with digestion, enzymes, which are the workers of your body that help to absorb more of these nutrients, the antioxidants that prevent or delay some of the cell damage that happens in our bodies, different phytonutrients that help reduce the risk of like different chronic diseases, just various different things. Because one thing we did learn at this Super Saturday, actually, with Darin, was that over the past 100 years, our country is 85% mineral deficient in our soils. 85%. People are like, oh, I eat healthy, I eat organic. No, you're still missing all of those nutrients. You're still missing, just all those minerals and everything. And this drink, the Shakeology, brings those back to you and puts those back into your body. So it's not, like I said, it's not another protein drink. It's not another weight loss drink. It adds things that our bodies are deprived of. Every day we go through stressors, which dumps toxics into our body. And this Shakeology puts back what we're losing, the nutrients, to help fight off those toxic loads. So I don't know. I just think it's an incredible drink. I could go on and on about Shakeology. I'm even wearing my Shakeology hoodie right now because I'm a big fan. But I drink it every day. Some of the things that I've seen, obviously, with weight loss and muscle recovery and things like that. But my hair is healthier. My nails are growing faster. I have a lot more energy throughout the day. I don't snack as much as I used to. I feel fuller throughout the day. I don't feel like I have to run to the pantry to see, my next snack. So that's just one great thing about Shakeology. Let's see, what else? So Shakeology, it comes in several different flavors. We have different regular fit flavors and vegan flavors. We have regular and vegan cafe latte, regular and vegan chocolate, regular and vegan vanilla. We have strawberry, greenberry, and a vegan tropical strawberry. So it comes in either a bag, which I haven't gotten the bags yet, but they're the 30 days. There's 30 servings, or they come in boxes like this, which you can get a variety pack, so you can mix and match. They have them all set up, so you can do different flavors. I happen to have chocolate and greenberry now, so each packet is one individual serving. The boxes, they only have 24 servings, so you're actually getting a little bit less, but if you go with the bag, it's 30 servings. So I like to mix it up a little bit, so I do go with the variety packs. And how I make it, this is the shaker cup that comes with it. Sorry, I had my recover after working out, so it's still has stuff in it right now. But the shaker cup comes with inside this little thing that goes in top. You can put water. I use almond milk, and then I just put my packet of Shakeology in there, and I just shake away and usually go. That's when I'm in a hurry. Sometimes I do add like my favorite recipe right now is chocolate, and add a half a banana, some peanut butter, ice, and blend that up in my little Ninja blender with some almond milk, and it's amazing. So there's so many different recipes. My Shakeology came with it looked like a calendar, but each box has a different recipe for each flavor, which is really nice because, you can try it by themselves, or you can, just experiment with different flavors until you find one that you really like. So far, I've liked all the flavors. There's not one that I don't like. Also, I know Laura has been doing this. You can make Shakeology pudding, which is just taking some almond milk and, mixing in your Shakeology a little at a time. So it's like kind of the texture that you like, which I haven't tried yet, which I'm going to. So, yeah. I'm trying to think of what else to say about Shakeology. It's just, I don't know. It is a superfood. It is an amazing drink. It's just changed my life, honestly. And I know that people are like, oh, well, like, again, I don't want another shake. I don't need another drink in my life. I've tried everything on the shelf. I'm telling you, this is completely different. And just try it. That's all I have to say. Just try it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's great information. And I was at the Super Saturday with Erin to see Darren Oline speak. And if you just go to YouTube and YouTube Darren Oline or Shakeology, you can see like videos of them actually harvesting all the ingredients from around the world. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah, so if you have your Shakeology, start drinking it. There's no reason to wait till you start working out or anything like that. Just start drinking it and finding the recipe you like. If you don't have Shakeology, it's something you can always add. Just talk to your coach. So I'm just going to touch on real quick because I don't want to take too much time on this, but with 80-Day Obsession coming out, they are highly recommending something called Energize and Recover because it is a little bit more of an intense workout and it is big on strength and toning. So if you got Energize and Recover, you're going to love them. If you don't have Energize and Recover and you start 80-Day Obsession and you want to add it in later, you totally can. Just talk to your coach. But Energize is like my mommy happy drink is what I call it. It's just a scoop and you mix it up with water. It tastes like lemonade. It's all natural, all clean ingredients, and it only has as much caffeine as a cup of green tea. So it's not like a crazy amount of caffeine. It's yellow, and the yellow is actually from turmeric, which is an anti-inflammatory spice. Well, it's a spice, but it's shown to reduce inflammation in your body. And so that's really awesome. And you drink that about 15 minutes before your workout, and I'm telling you, you know when that hits because you're ready to press play and go. It's been awesome, especially if you're an early morning workout person. It gets you going. And then after your workout, there's something called Recover. It comes in chocolate and orange. Chocolate is like a chocolate pudding flavor, and orange is like remember those creamsicle popsicles? It's like that. I actually love the orange. But the chocolate is good too. But you just shake it up in your cup. and you drink that 30 minutes after your workout. And the purpose of Recover, it has higher protein. It feeds your muscles right away. You just work your muscles. You just broke them down. So it feeds your muscles right away so they can recover and you're not as sore. All clean ingredients. And it helps reduce the inflammation in your muscles after you've worked them. So those are 2 options for you. I would highly recommend trying them. Treat yourself, you guys. We all just gave so much to our families and our friends and our kids for Christmas that if you have some, spending money from Christmas, or you just feel like you need to treat yourself with your health and things that help you along the way. So I would highly recommend those. But now I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer. She is a brand new coach. This is her first challenge group. I'm so happy for her. And she's going to talk to you about some meal planning and how to get set up for success.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted. Okay, I'll try to be quick. Simber also touched a lot on meal planning with the nutrition stuff, so I'm going to try not to be repetitive. All right, my number 1 tip is write it down, your workouts and your meals. I suggest having some sort of planner and figure out when is the best time that you're going to get your workout in. I know a lot of people, mornings is usually the best time before the kids wake up. You have no distractions, nothing else has gone on for the day. So just find the time that works for you. I couldn't do early morning because I never knew if my son was going to get up at 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning. So I could never find the morning block, so I ended up doing mine in the evenings. So find yourself your block for your workout and make sure that, you're going to be uninterrupted. Sometimes I've had to do my workouts when my son's there, and, I'd rather do it than not do it. But I feel like I get more out of it when I'm by myself. So make sure you write that down. As far as your workouts, make sure you're following your planner on your calendar workout on Body on Demand. Make sure you look at that every week. Write it down for the full week, what each day you're going to be doing for each workout. So that way you're not guessing when you get onto your app and be like, oh, is it Pilates day or is it lower fixed day? You can just go to your planner and say, okay, I know tomorrow I'm doing this workout. So, and look at the equipment it needs as well and have that ready. I'm going to show you my messy living room right now. Okay. So in my house, I work out downstairs. So let me see if I can turn my camera around. All right. So there's my TV. It's off right now. But I already have like all my equipment and everything out right here. So that way I can just grab it. So, and I always look at the list, because when you look at the menu on Body on Demand, it always says on the side what you need. So, but just make sure you have everything out and ready. And like if you use your living room or some other living area, that it's cleaned up before you work out, because if you spend 20 minutes cleaning up, you put yourself behind. All right. I'm going to show you my planner, because this has probably been my lifesaver. This is the planner I use. I found it on Amazon. It's called a Panda planner. Okay, and it's blank, but if you notice on it, you start your day off and you tell what you're grateful for, things you're excited about, and then you can have a daily affirmation and what your focus is. And then I love this. It tells you can put your exercise right there. And this is day by day. Okay. And then your priorities. And then this is what I love too, your hourly. You can do your hourly schedule. So you can plan what you're going to do the entire day. And then your tasks, notes, and then this is the end of the day. What did I do great today? Today's wins and how I feel I'll improve. So that's like the daily. And then they have weekly. You can plan out your week. And then, hold on. And then there's your month. And you can fill it in yourself. So you can start at any time you want. I found that one really worked for me because just the hourly just really helped me break it down and say, okay, this is my block. I know I'm going to have to leave the house at this time to go pick my son up. This is when I can squeeze my 30 minutes in. So I found that really helpful. That one I found on Amazon. But there's a whole bunch of different ones out there, especially this time of year. So I'm sure if you go on Amazon or go to Walmart, you'll find one that'll work for you. Okay, nutrition, planning it out. I'm going to admit that was probably the hardest part for me at first, because I think I thought about it too much. The biggest thing that I can tell you to start out is to go on the Body on Demand and do watch those videos that Laura talked about from Bobby and Autumn on meal planning. She has 2 videos just on meal planning in there. She has the traditional way where you can make out 5 days worth of the same lunch and same breakfast. You can do it that way, or you can do it her way, which is kind of what I do, is you make big batches of food and kind of mix it up during the week. I found that really helped me out. Have a notebook to write down your meals. What I also do is, since my husband, he travels for work, and some nights he's here and some nights he's not. So some nights I'm going to have his help making supper. Some nights I'm only cooking for me and my 3-year-old. So that affects the quantities I eat. Sometimes I'll plan for 4 meals, and we ended up only eating 2 because we have so many leftovers if my husband's gone all week. So I try to take those things into consideration, and also put down each day too, when I think about it, like if we have swim lessons or something that night that I know that I'm going to want something really quick, or it's going to be a crock pot meal type day. So I try to, as I write my days down, I also write those out to the side as I meal plan. I also have next to me, as I meal plan, my grocery list. So that way, if I know I'm making something like turkey meatballs and zoodles, that I know I'm going to need to go get zucchini, and I can write that on my list right then. And I can write turkey meat and how much. So and then if I use turkey twice that week, maybe I need to buy 2 pounds instead of 1 pound. So just things like that as you do your meal plans, to have your grocery list with you, that will really help. I just ordered the Fix8 cookbook, so I'm excited for that. There's lots of recipes on Pinterest. If you're not on Pinterest, that's the place to be. Just type in healthy eating 21-day fix, and they'll have all sorts of recipes online. And we'll share a bunch too. I usually, as far as meals go, my breakfast is pretty much the same every day. I can handle that. I just change it up with my lunch and with my dinners. So find what works for you. Don't make it overly complicated. When you think too much about it, I found that I just make it too hard. So think about what you used to eat. That's what I found was help. What would I normally fix? And then try to find a healthier version of it. And something that I'm going to try with 80-Day Obsession, because we don't have the new meal plan out yet. I think it's supposed to come out the 8th, is what I think it said. I'm going to go to Walmart and get those color-coded popsicle sticks. Like they have purple ones, blue ones, yellow ones. And I'm going to put them in a jar, and then as I eat them during the day, like pull them out to know how many I have left. So that's an option that I think I'm going to try. And I have been using the 21-Day Fix app. I've always used that for my containers, and that's how I'm like, oh, I need to get in 2 more fruits today. Or, oh, I'm out of blues, so can't have the cheese on this one. So, just finding those things and be flexible. If you go over a yellow, if you go over a blue, it's okay. There's a new day tomorrow, you guys. There's going to be days you're not going to eat all of your yellows. You're going to find, and you're going to say, what happened? So you'll change your mindset. It gets easier. Just focus more on, I'm trying to focus more on with my family of it's more fun now to be in the kitchen and learn how to make these foods together than it making it like a chore to do. So you're relearning cooking, so to speak, but in a good way. Like it's a family event now. And it's always nice to get something new to eat. Don't know about the rest of you, but seemed like we ate the same things all the time, and now we have a whole bunch of variety. So just like Simber said, give yourself some grace, give yourself some leeway. It's going to take time, but it does get easier. So that's my advice. Any questions, let me know.
Oh gosh, thank you, Jennifer. That was awesome. I think we all love your planner based on
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Those are some great tips. So I'm going to close out this call. And if you're watching the recording, please reach out to us if you have questions. Again, we are just scratching the surface with this. And we have never done a 90-day group before, at least since Shannon and I have been coaching. So we will be adding new friends, throughout the 3 months. But what's cool about it is you don't have to figure it out day one. You have 90 days, you guys, to be with this group of amazing women and people. Actually, I think I saw a guy post the other day, which is great. Usually it's just women. But, yes, give yourself some grace. Get a notebook, get organized, and take these first few weeks to see what works for you. Get your workout in. And my last piece of advice is water. So I'm in this test group for a new program coming out called the 2B, like the letter B, mindset. And it's all about like changing your mindset and, non-emotional eating and things like that. And I can't share a ton about it, but one of the first, I guess you could say, rules is water first. And it's amazing how quickly the scale can go down when you drink a lot of water. And they recommend half of your body weight in ounces, but that's just like the start of it. I want to challenge you to drink your body weight in ounces. It takes your body a little bit of time to drink that much water, but seriously, you will start to feel amazing. And a lot of times when you think you're hungry, you're really not. You just need water. So I'm going to leave you with that. And I hope that you've enjoyed this call and getting to know some of the coaches. And, I plan to host a few of these throughout the group, and hopefully we'll get to know each other enough where we can just take these Zoom calls for you just to talk about what you're struggling with or what you need help with, or, share successes and things like that. So thanks again, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording. If you have questions, let us know.